What kind of man pays a brothel keeper $150 to $200 cash to buy the freedom of two teenage girls? Two teenage girls that were sold into a life of sexual slavery. Well, it's a man like Nicholas Kristof, crusading journalist with viewpoints that are sometimes controversial and oftentimes celebrated. He's a double Pulitzer Prize winner, and along with his wife, journalist Sheryl WuDunn, the best-selling author of this book, Half the Sky, a rallying cry against the oppression of women and girls in the developing world. Together, Nicholas and Sheryl have written books on Asia and China, when they reported on the massacre in Tiananmen Square, and won a joint Pulitzer, the first married couple to hold that honor, by the way. But it's Half the Sky that Nicholas and Sheryl hope to transform into a global movement. There's the book, the TV documentary, and now a Facebook video game, all designed to bring attention to what they call the defining issue of our time, turning oppression into opportunity for women and girls. Nicholas Kristof! Welcome, man.
Hey.
Delighted to be here. Oh, happy to have you.
Thank you.
What a run, sir.
Oh, it's been great.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
This is where it's at right now. Turning oppression into opportunity for women worldwide. This is the most important initiative we can take on, right?
I sure think so. And it's moved beyond the Dead Tree edition of the book to all these other online and...
the Facebook game.
The Facebook game.
I was playing this Facebook game, which is actually really cool, and what an ingenious way to empower people.
Yeah, and really the idea behind it is that at the end of the day, the people who buy a book about a subject tend to be believers in the topic. Right. And the way to bring about change isn't to preach to the choir, it's to build that choir. And we hope that a Facebook game is a way to reel in unsuspecting people who think they're going to just have a good time and then actually convert them bit by bit to the cause.
Well, and now you have this place where we're a culture that values celebrities, so that the fact that you have some, it's changed your game as well, hasn't it? Like, it's allowed you to go into places that perhaps you wouldn't have otherwise been able to go.
I've had very kind of mixed feelings about this, and I have indeed used celebrities at times in the Half the Sky documentary for TV. We chose actresses, very prominent actresses, and went with them because we thought that was a way of tugging people along. I once went to Darfur. I brought George Clooney along because I thought that people would want to read about George Clooney more than they would about Darfuris.
Here, watch this for just a second.
You know, I always wanted to be a newspaper man, you know. I wanted to be a writer and write really important things. And then, well, I became an actor and didn't do so many important things. But I'm with a really, really important writer. Won a Pulitzer Prize, in fact, for writing on this subject. I'm sharing a room with him. And I suppose the lesson there is, you win a Pulitzer Prize, and well, you get to shack up with the two-time sexiest man alive. That seems fair to me.
I love that, no, but you're getting to work with celebrities, but I mean, even in your own sense, you've taken on this place where people are sort of looking to you as kind of the next version of whatever a celebrity journalist is, I suppose. Do you feel that?
I mean, I feel a little bit awkward about the limelight when it comes on me. We're essentially, as journalists, we're in the lighting business. We hold those spotlights and we try to hold it on somebody else to get that issue on the agenda. And it sometimes works to have the light on us as well, but it does feel a little bit weird.
I'll read this article here. This is back May 6, 1977. At a time when citizens find it increasingly difficult to pay their tax bills, we feel that the athletic department should be one of the first to be de-emphasized. Basically, minds are more important than muscles. Nicholas Kristof in the school paper.
Oh, goodness. I haven't seen that in, wow, I was my senior year of high school, and I'm impressed.
There he is. Look at that, there's the guy. I love that, man. Where did that guy come from? You know, that one guy, because even in your early days, you're taking a stand, but it's more than just taking a stand. You're showing people, or you're giving them an opportunity to take a stand. Where's that guy?
I mean, I think that ultimately it came from my parents who were very socially concerned, and they never they didn't really push me in that direction, but they modeled behavior. And I really think that that's where we get things from, that when parents model behavior and we absorb it. And they had this deep sense of themselves as citizens of the world, and I think that I absorbed those values along with everything else at the dinner table.
I know that when I'd spent a bit of time going to Darfur, and even in sub-Saharan Africa, you see this criticism of the great white hope, the outside, the white savior coming in. What do you make of that?
Essentially, I think that it's profoundly wrong to inject race in any form in these kinds of issues. And at the end of the day, the problem for Darfuris hasn't been that, white saviors want to help them. It's that, frankly, that their skin color is not white. The world was willing to help Kosovars, help Bosnians. It was not willing to help Rwandans or Darfuris. And I think that we should not be worrying about people's skin color one way or the other. And as you know, you were there. The Darfuris, they want help from anybody who can provide it.
For sure. Stick around. More of a conversation with Nicholas, and also we're going to be joined by his partner in journalism and in life, Sheryl WuDunn. Joins us right after this. Right up next, Nicholas and his partner Sheryl WuDunn on an empowering Facebook game and taking their kids on vacation to Haiti. We're back here with Nicholas, Kristof. It's such a pleasure to be chatting with him. Please welcome Sheryl WuDunn. Welcome to the show. Have a seat. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Tell me about the concept of the video game, because that's where people can have the most immediate impact. Like right now, they can go play it. Tell them how it works.
It starts out with a woman named Radhika. She's a fictional woman in a fictional village in India. Right. She's thrown a lot of obstacles, and your challenge is to basically navigate those challenges and to help move her along on her quest.
Where did the change come for you? Like, where did the beginning stages for you as an agent for change, is trying to make the world a better place?
Well, I think it was definitely gradual, and I think I'm just an agent like anyone else can be. I mean, absolutely. When we're in China, we covered Tiananmen Square, but we also wrote a book, and in that book, which was about many things about China, I wrote a chapter about women and girls and the role of women and girls in Chinese society. At the time, there were 30 million missing baby girls in China because they were aborted, mostly, and I thought, well, that's just China. China's a very complicated place. There's good and there's very, very bad. We wrote another book about Asia, and there was a chapter that I wrote about women and girls again. And the women, of course, in Asia, although they're very educated, they still, there wasn't an open door for them to go into the corporate world. Right. Again, I thought, that's just Asia. And then we came back to the U.S., and Nick started writing about the globe. He started, traveling to Africa and seeing all these problems facing women. And we thought, wow, this is kind of, not just China, not just Asia, it's actually the world. We started talking about it, and it really was quite horrific. You can't sort of turn away and say, okay, yeah, I know about that, and let me walk along my way. And we decided to write a book about it, and that turned into Half the Sky. And then the reaction to that is what really galvanized a lot of people.
It's okay, you got kids, taking them on the road. What's this like when they're like, oh, Mom and Dad want to go on vacation again, let's go to Sudan?
A little bit close. Yeah. Our daughter was always complaining, Mom, when my friends go on vacation, they go to Paris, they go to the Caribbean. And we thought, oh, okay, we'll take you to the Caribbean, so we took her to Haiti.
Look, I've been to Haiti. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Lots of need. But isn't it?
She loved the cholera clinics.
Yes, that's right. As parents, isn't that maybe your most important job is to raise engaged citizens, right?
I do think that it did give them a little bit of perspective about the fact that we all have won the lottery of life, right, and maybe a little more empathy for those who haven't.
Half the Sky. You've got the book, but of course there's the movement Facebook game. So go to facebook.com/halfthegame. Sheryl, a real pleasure.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Sheryl WuDunn, Nicholas Kristof.
Hey,
thanks. Thanks, guys. See you right back.